On the back of this dirty ass bus, I'm mad I paid the ticket. It's better than staying in class, cause I don't pay attention. 100 on this ticket to see friends screaming loud. I went to the show, it's 15 niggas in the crowd. Like how the fuck I'm supposed to make it? People ain't even playing.
Today we're here with Israel Jones.
Hello, hello.
A local artist to Florida, but Tallahassee, Gainesville.
Gainesville, Tallahassee. Kind of both. I'm from Gainesville, but I go to school in Tallahassee, so kind of just like in between both.
Yeah.
But when if somebody says I'm from Tallahassee, I just usually let it ride.
Okay,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
He's gonna be opening for our show with 454 on February 23rd at Club Down Under. Be there.
Yes.
Would you introduce yourself as a performer, musician, or all-encompassing artist?
All-encompassing artist. You know, I've got a couple albums out under my name. Last year I dropped the album Black Boys Don't Cry, which has done pretty well, like for a local artist.
Yeah.
I did 22 shows, so I'm pretty used to performing in front of crowds, in front of stages. So, and I've opened up for 454 before last year, so we kind of have like somewhat of like a little bit of a working relationship in that aspect. So I'm definitely excited to perform for the show. Definitely.
Yeah, exciting. We're excited to have you.
Yeah.
Also, how would you describe your music in terms of genre and influences?
That's kind of hard because, you know, once you say you're a lyrical artist, you're kind of like typecasted or like, oh, you want to be J. Cole, and like, you know, it's hard for people to like kind of break that down.
Yeah.
But I like all forms of like rap, you know, from Playboi Carti to Kendrick to Nas, you know, as long as it sounds good, like it's fine with me. So it's kind of hard to put a description on it. I just think I make good music, good rap music. You know, I can really rap, and I think I try to like show that over as many types of beats as possible. So whether that's like, it could be UK garage, it could be like trap, bounce, you know, if it sounds good, I'll probably find a way to get on it.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Diversity, range.
Exactly. Give somebody like something to listen to, like no matter like what kind of background. I want to have my music like be relatable to anybody who listens to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
With that, like, what would you say is like topics of subject matter you talk about in your work?
Can we cuss?
Yeah.
Black shit?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
My personal trials and tribulations, of course, that's what fuels the music. That's what gets people to come back to your music when it feels like you're being transparent. Just real life, you know, stuff that like the normal person goes through. Like, you know, I'm a human at the end of the day. I'm a rapper. So like, as a rapper, you have this like bravado and this ego, but you know, that's not really in my music a lot, unless it calls for it, you know? So really just transparency and vulnerability, like no matter what that sounds like, pretty much. Yeah. There's been times like after shows where people have come up to me like, yo, your music has made me cry. And like, like that means something to me, you know, like that's what I do music for. So that's what it's about for me.
Great.
Yeah.
Some of the content of your music seems like there's religious and spiritual influence in there.
Yeah.
Would you say that religion and spirituality are like a voice of reason in some of the things you talk about, or like not as much?
It is like, you know, definitely some religion in it, but I kind of align myself more like, and from a spiritual sense, I'm not really a fan of organized religion at this point in my life, but I'm really, you know, spirituality is still like a huge thing in that. So I kind of try to encompass all of that within who I am. So I would say it definitely plays a part. I wouldn't call myself a Christian rapper.
No, for
but
sure.
but like I just definitely like elements of spirituality like within my music for sure.
Yeah. I also read that you're an English major. I don't know if you've graduated.
Yes. Oh wow.
I've done
Not war?
research.
Okay.
At FAMU.
Yes.
Are you still attending, or have you graduated yet?
Yes, I'm supposed to be graduating this July.
Oh, okay.
This July,
Congrats. So, would you want to take a career path in music, or do you think you'll plan on like following English degree into a career, or even both?
It's a great question actually. Like when you're an English major, a lot of people ask you, "Oh, what are you going to do?" And before you can even say what you're going to do, they go, "Oh, you're going to teach?"
Yeah.
And like I was always against the idea of teaching, but I'm also a tutor at FAMU, and that's opened me up to the idea of teaching. But right now, I've really been so locked in on music, and it's like, you know, when you find your purpose and find what you're good at, it's like you have to chase that. So I'm definitely going for it. You know, I'm definitely going for it until I can't go for it no more. So English is like a backup plan. I love writing. Like it helps me write my actual music.
I was gonna say, is it like a helpful thing to have English as a background too?
Yeah, it fuels because it's like, you know, some of the classes I learn I can implement in my music. You know, like not even just like the way I write, but literally the stuff I learn, the stuff I can rap about. You know, because some of the stuff is interesting to me. I wouldn't have picked a major if I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand. Because as I grow better as a rapper, it becomes easy to write essays.
So, what are the next steps that you plan on taking with your music career?
It's actually great.
Yeah.
It's actually everything's kind of aligning so crazy.
Yeah.
I have an EP dropping on my birthday,
Yes.
February 21st. It's gonna be called Bigger Purpose. It's
Cool.
basically just about like my spiritual journey I've been on, and I'm just my last album I was rapping very well, but it was kind of sad, and it was like a concept album. This EP is only 4 songs. It's kind of short, but it's really just me just rapping my ass off, and it's kind of more upbeat.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that 2 days after the EP drops, I'm performing.
Oh my gosh.
Opening up for
Literally
454.
perfect, actually.
Literally perfect timing.
That's
So
crazy.
it all aligns. So that's what's coming up next, and then after that, I'm working on 2 other projects that I plan on dropping this year. So everything's gonna be fully independent. Everything's gonna be fully back under my name. So
Yes.
that's what I'm really concerned about, is just building my own legacy as an artist. Sometime in the summer, I plan on dropping an exclusive album mixtape called Expose on Bandcamp exclusive. And then later this year, I'm trying to drop my album, which I'm not going to give the title for it yet. But all of my albums kind of follow like a sequence of each other, So I would just suggest for people who are new to my discography, I would start at Knee Deep, and I would just listen to everything from then. So when the new album comes out, you're kind of caught up on the story.
That's perfect. I was gonna ask, what would you recommend for new listeners? But so you would say it's in a chronological sequence, basically.
Definitely, Knee Deep is kind of my version. I don't want to say T-Pad, but it's kind of my version of that. It's a very black album, and it kind of ends. The album kind of ends with me questioning and asking for joy for black men and black boys, and then the next album is Black Boys Don't Cry, and it's basically just describing the feeling of not being able to express yourself freely as a black man with emotions that are taboo to talk about in our community, grief, pain, depressions. That's pretty much what the album follows, but then the album kind of ends on a somber, nicer note of I've addressed my issues, I've addressed what I really what I'm going through, and next is healing from it, and what's the other side after you've addressed it, what's the other side, and that's what the next album will be about.
Oh my gosh, that's very impactful.
Yeah.
I feel and a very cool format to follow.
Thank you.
Really like that.
Thank you.
Welcome to our show, February 23rd at Club Down Under. Israel Jones will be opening the show for 454. So
please, and stream Fast Tracks 3.
Yes,
Stream
literally. Let's talk about it more.
Yes,
Fast
Tracks 3.
Please.
West Side Story, Lilo and Stitch.
Yes.
Oh my God, I know I'm
Love
drawing
Me,
a blank
Hate
right
Me,
now.
with
Love Me,
Pink.
Hate Me, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Stream that shit.
Yes.
He is amazing. That's my dog. Stream that shit.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you. Boom.
Involved on campus with some type of Bible study, our church as well, so they